Oh, hello, welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. You caught me hard at work, staring at the ceiling. But yes, here we are, back again. Right, so with less further ado, oh look, easy job. Now my aim is sometimes to do a little bunch of easy jobs, but they never give me all than one at a time. So that's test the theory once more. It never works, but one day, maybe one day, maybe. Alright, so we know that this is an exhaust job, so let's get it up on to exhaust. We need to check that it's not the front part that needs to be disconnected from the engine, and it is. So one of the things we have to do is extract, I was going to say, is this in... Good grief, where's my words gone? I've lost my words. Call out on aisle 3 for the words. To disconnect is the word I was looking for. Disconnect the front exhaust manifoldy bit. And then all the other bits of the exhaust pull off, just like so much wet lettuce. There we go, wet lettuce. See, that's what wet. You know, I have that with wet lettuce. Okay. Actually, I didn't want to do that. I want to do O. So it's just a front exhaust section, i.e., I4 sock and middle muff. So exhaust is an i.e. something 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 I4 sock and a middle muff. Oh yes, you hear the stories of the middle muff. Okay, so and then put those back on and drop the car and reattach the exhaust manifoldy jobs. Alright. Yeah. Bolty, and that is, as they say, job done. Right, let's go and see if there's another quick one. Looking, well, we've almost got enough money for the, that's not the jobs, we've almost got enough money for the auctiony place as well, which is good. Alright, look, no, they're all fairly long looking jobs. Knocking engines, oil, filters, brake system, gearbox, that's not terrible, let's give that a go. The oh, that's a chocolatey brown, almost a sort of goldy brown. No, not quite. Anyway, knocking noises from the engine bay might be tricky. Probably not tricky. Let's stick it in there. I want to do a path test on this job up. But first, have a quick jaunt into the paint shop. I had this problem before because paint shop and path test, when they called it, I can't start the fripping engine. So let's see if we can examine it in the old-fashioned way. Let's do the ODBOODBIP. I don't even try anymore. OBD. For some reason I can't say it when I'm going fast. ODBOODBOOP. So there's some of those. An ABS module. Let's blow up its ass. Oops. Excuse me if that hurt. That was quite loud in my ear. I didn't mean to whistle. I'm trying to exhale. Right, good. So none of those hurt. And the electricity. So you plug the car into electric and see which bits spark ominously. None of it. Alright, none of that helped. Fair enough. So let's get on a lifter and begin to work. Right. So, car is loud? No. Okay, so knocking noises from the engine. Well, I noticed the exhaust manifold's completely knackered, so let's get that off. Alright, and what's the, that was at 6%, and the condition, the threshold is 78%, so that obviously wasn't good enough. Knocking noises. Alright, here we go. So it's going to be probably something to do with the timing. We can already see some of the timing bits here are knackered, so let's have a whip these off. Crankshaft pulley, that's a bit dead looking, and the power steering pump doesn't look too healthy. Okay, how are we doing then? One part not discovered. Gearbox is obviously shafted, and we need to take the filters out anyway. Oh, that reminds me, let's take the air filter out whilst we're thinking about it. Alright, gotta do the clips. Oh, you recalcitrant little clip. Come on. There you go. Alright, we need to get at the gearbox, which will require the wheels to come off, and it looks like a steering rack as well needs to be fixed. Okay, so that might be the thing causing noises, the steering rack. I don't know, I can't remember if that was mentioned separately. Not necessarily, no, so that might be it. Meanwhile, the brakes, this is the old visual examination, so that caliper was okay, but those pads and disc need changing. And whilst we're here, we're going to take off Thaxel. And we also need to take off the outer and inner tie rods, so that we can take off the steering rack. Wow, that's a nice rack you've got there. Though actually your rack is awful. These brakes look fine. Let's take the drive shaft, and then yes, the outer and inner tie rods, so that we can remove the steering rack accessible from under car on lifter. Now those pads actually look a bit dead, so yeah, let's have them out. Brake pads 1%. That's some awesome brake padding. Alright. You can see some rust through this wheel. Yeah. Pads don't look terrible, but the disc does. Pads are fine. Yeah. Right, and remind me, I know you can't, but remind me to try and repair stuff before I faff about. And also, it's probably worth me remembering to sell stuff more frequently, so I don't end up going through all of the stuff from the previous job and trying to repair that too, because my memory's like a colander. Right, okay, that seems to be... Oh, I need to take off... Is that a... That's a pump, not a filter. Right, car has to go in the air. Legs akimbo. The dance troupe extraordinaire. Let's take off the steering rack. What was the other thing I needed? Oh yes, filters. So an oil filter might be low down and require... Yeah. So the fuel filter I found, the air filter... Yeah, okay, I've done all those. Oh, I forgot the starter motor. Oh, classic gearbox error. Gearbox Newbingtons. Okay, on starter motor. Yeah, before I played this game I had no idea the starter motor was always attached to the gearbox. I mean, I don't know if that's a thing with all cars, but it certainly seems to be the case with all the cars in the game, and the previous game I think as well. But certainly in this game. I say the previous game, I mean there might have been more, but I am familiar with Car Mechanic Simulator 2014 and 15. That looks like all of the gearbox issues. Yeah. Brake systems, yes. Filters, yes. Haven't taken the oil out, yes. Knocking, yeah, that was all of those. So we need to drain the oil and then start replacing stuff. Right, come on oil buddy, sitting in your little pile of goo. It's pretty, but it's not good. It says the air oil drain nodule, so we're kind of almost directly underneath it. There it is. So yeah, that looks good enough. Good enough, as they say. No $100 fixing, cleaning up thing. Words. Right, okay, now we are doing some oh no, before the purchasing, you remembered. Thanks for reminding me, people. Let's try to fix some stuff. So we just click on it, don't we? Yes. Press escape. Okay, broke that a bit. Fix that. In fact, anything that's over 78% does need to be fixed. So, alright. Of course, I don't know what I've repaired now, so whatever. We'll make some money off it, even if we just sell it afterwards. Crankshaft pulley I4. Guess that's an engine thing. Crankshaft pulley I4. Is that what I said? I've already forgotten. Crankshaft pulley I4. Okay, exhaust manifold cover, power steering pump I4, exhaust manifold cover. Something I4, power steering pump I4. Power steering pump I4 and steering rack. Steering. Oop. No? Steering wheel? Oh, is that in running gear? Presumably in a different part. That's weird if they're all tabbed the same. No? Have I remembered it wrong? Steering rack. Yeah. Steering rack not actually part of anything. It's a little bit odd. Or maybe I was just missing it. I wouldn't put it beyond me to miss it completely. Change oil. I need an oil filter I4. Oil filter. Need a fuel filter as well. Oil filter I4. And an air filter I also require. Brake system. So I need an ABS module and a brake caliper. Actually, I might have fixed that caliper. I can't remember. So is it pump or module? Module. And then 2 discs and 1 ventilated. 2 discs and 1 ventilated. Annoys me that they're the wrong way around. 3 brake pads. So I know you can't fix them. So 1, 2, 3. Gearbox. We need a clutch pressure plate. Clutch release bearing, clutch pressure plate, clutch release bearing, gearbox I4. Is it just a standard I4? Yeah. This is various different sorts, just double check. Alright, okay, we are on for the refitting of all these pieces. Yeah, whatever you can see. Stick it on. There we go. Let's do the clutch from underneath the car. No, I didn't take the ABS module off, look. Who's a naughty boy? I thought the gearbox might be something you could fix, just a big lump of metal, but maybe it's just... there's more to it than that. Can't put the starter motor on from here, can't put that on from here. Can do all the wheel stuff, which is slightly bizarre. And your tie rods. And your tie rods. Oops. And your out tie rod. Alright. And a brake pad. And a brake caliper. And a wheel. Oops. Alright. Corner A complete. Right, so on this side we need engine bay, yeah, fair enough. I've done all those bits, alright, fair enough, just the brakes to go on this side then. Hey, big wheel. Alright, pom chicka wah wah. Right, so just the brakes at the back, I think. Whoops. Okay, so we've got one more caliper to put back on, and it's not a good one that we've got in inventory, so maybe I did need to buy another one. Oh no, we have done them all. Hey! Alright. And there's some stuff I have to do when it's on the floor. Or at least hovering slightly above the floor. Right, so we can put on the manifold cover that we've replaced, and the starter motor that we took off, and we've got some bits around here, new crankshaft pulley, whoops, no, not the old one. Let's put the new one on, eh? Customer will only get upset. Timing belt, belt tensioner, and the second belt. Okay, nothing else there, no, cool. The fuel filter, I just had a thought of something else I need to do. Oh yes, I have to take off the ABS module. Replace it with a new flat pack 5, because it's one ab off. Whatever. Okay, and an air filter, and all the gubbins on top of that. Clippy. Aye. Yeah, it's all back together. Alright, let's double check. Oh yeah, oil hasn't been replaced, so let's do that. Oil. The usual. Blobble blobble till the tin picks up itself. And a sort of second or just under more. Double check your awesomeness with the dipsticks right in the middle. Everything is awesome. Alright, give it a bit of a polish, send it on its way. Job done. Well, it wasn't super fast, but it was fairly quick. So, unless there's an absolutely... Oh, here we go, general gearbox control and repair. It's from a Malak. Well, we'll save that one for next time, eh? So, yeah, thanks very much for watching, everyone. And it looks slightly duller outside than it did the other day, but that might just be relative. It's weird because the sky looks like it's got a little pattern on it, like it's a skybox, rather than a real sky. Yeah, oh well. And with that,